Hello, and we're here today with Mr. C. Alpine, and we're discussing his new project, the Crustacean of the Office. Mr. Alpine, welcome.
Thank you, David. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be here.
If I may say so, you're the first person I've interviewed wearing a bag on his head. It's quite unusual.
Well, I promise. The camera angles are kind of odd right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having some kind of a problem with my nose, and I promise once the angles are like different and we start to juxtapose things in a different fashion,
sure,
then at that point I promise I'll take the bag off.
Totally understand.
I would never go through an entire interview with a bag over my head.
Certainly.
I'm just supposed to look at the camera. Right. I shouldn't look at the camera. All right.
So, Mr. Alpine, explain, if you would, to the viewers the origin of this novella.
Well, David and everyone out there, back in, I believe it was September of 2005, I was with a friend, and he happened to introduce me to an astrologist, and she was very, very outspoken about my need for a purple beret and how that beret could...
Purple beret?
Purple beret, yeah, a beret.
Like, literally a purple beret?
Or anything with the color purple. According to her words, the color purple, it somehow would have a really profound effect, in a good way, upon my failing hair follicles. And of course I didn't believe it. I thought it was mumbo jumbo.
Being a man of science as you are.
Sir, I'm not a man of science. You know, I'm the most impetuous person you could ever meet, which means, I'm not a man of science, of course, but I thought it was kind of funny what she said, and I thought there was a way I could use this. So that was the origin, was with the girl, the astrologist saying that purple would bring my hair follicles back from the dead. Now, then later, on January the 1st of 2006, I had a really, really incredible vision of floating polyhedras and rectangles just opening and closing with static and iridescence and rainbow waves.
Were you awake at the time, or was this some sort of dream you were having?
I was having some kind of a dream, and it was on January 1st of 2006. I was having some kind of a dream, and I don't know, it just was a dream. I kept seeing static, and the static would go away. Then there would be these undulating waves of iridescence that were inside the opening of the rectangle.
Interesting.
And those were probably the two things that first, actually, I started to put the things in my head, the visions. And that was the origin of what I've done.
So you had this dream included polyhedrons and undulating masses and these sorts of things. Static, and from this you decided to write your novella.
Well, at the time I was going to do it, but then I just became, as usual, consumed by other projects.
Oh, okay. Such as?
Gamma 19.
Yes, okay. Gamma 19. If you would, please elaborate on Gamma 19 and your part in the band, and briefly go into the history of
Gamma 19?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In September of 2006, we mentioned the word impetuous before. On a whim, I went to Melbourne Beach, Florida.
Okay.
And one night when I was out surfing, it was a great swell, the moon was full, I ran into another surfer on my shortboard. Okay? So,
like, literally ran into this person?
We were jousting shortboards. Okay? It was a good swell, it was like 4 feet. So then, we argue a little bit, and we go back to the beach, and we find out we're, like, totally kindred.
Interesting.
We start talking about our similar interests, We're both poets. We're both into music, particularly 70s spacey progressive rock.
Sure.
And we decided to form a band.
Okay.
We both wrote, but we decided that I would be the guitar player, and he would be the vocalist. But he came to the conclusion that my words were better than his words. We're going to use my words.
All right.
And he was going to be the voice.
Yes.
And with my words, and I would just play the ethereal guitar parts. And we also had a drummer, a bass player, and a real spacey kind of a keyboard player. And we're very, very ethereal with a touch of dissonance.
Yes. So that was the beginning. It's very interesting. So what happened at this point? Did you put out some albums or begin to tour?
We played all up and down the Gulf and Atlantic coast of Florida. We were the prime art rock attraction that was unsigned in the state at the time. And
again, this is 2006.
This is back in 2006. We hit it off very quickly. But unfortunately, they decided they wanted to make 3.5 minute pop songs and just leave behind all that beautiful excess that we were so known for. That was a problem.
So sounds like creative differences was the beginning of the end.
You could say there were definitely creative differences in Gamma 19 for a year or so. We moved people along the coast. We definitely had a transcendental effect on the poets, the surfers,
I've seen the videos. I've seen the videos on YouTube. Very impressive.
Like I said, they want to make 3-minute pop songs. The other four do. I want to continue with our excess, our bombast, because that was what Gamma 19 was. We were in tune with the cosmos.
So, now this is a little awkward to bring up, but someone told me that I must mention something about the hair, this hair thing. So, not just was there some creative differences, but something about hair got in the way of the band. Could you elaborate on this?
Well,
it appears I've touched a nerve. I apologize.
They kept asking me why I shaved my head, and I never really. I told them it was for aesthetic reasons, and then at one point, the vocalist, who's using my lyrics, my words, by the way, the vocalist has the audacity to say that I'm aesthetically, my hair is aesthetically challenged. So that was a problem. They decided they wanted a guitar player who played traditional leads.
Okay.
I don't play traditional leads. I only play I only play the guitar with a bow. It's all about reaching for the sky. It's all about the ethereal. I only play with the bow. They wanted a traditional lead player who could, play leads for their silly 3.5 minute pop songs, and also the fact that, according to the singer, I was aesthetically challenged. That, combined with the fact that I wasn't a real lead player, they decided to go in a different direction.